Hey everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministries coming to you on a pre-recorded video. Today is August the 1st, 2023. Y'all, it's August already. Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. We're more than halfway through the year and the end of the year will be here before we know it. It's just crazy. Speaking of, we're getting ready to have our, oops, I lost something, hang on. We're getting ready, Stampin' Up. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and we are getting ready to launch our holiday catalog. Demonstrators have already been able to see the catalog online, and starting tomorrow, August 2nd, I can actually pre-order items out of that catalog. I'm limited on how much I can order, but I can order out of the catalog, so that's awesome. And I've made my list already too, so that's even better. I'm actually ahead in something. But it will go live to the public on, I believe it's September the 6th. So some things I wanted you to know about. First of all, I have a new host code for August. If you find it in your heart to support my business, and you don't have a demonstrator already, if you go to stampinup.com, and at the very top of the web page is a little thing that says find a demonstrator. And if you click on that and you type in my name, Kimberly O'Brien, KIMBERLYOBRIEN, I should come up. Or if you just put in Anderson, South Carolina, which is the area that I live in, it should pop up there as well. Choose me as your demonstrator. Buy products for yourself, for your friends, for Christmas gifts, whatever. Friends, you can send them stuff to other people. You don't have to ship it to you. And if you spend less than $150, when you get ready to check out, there's a place where it says, do you have a host code? Oh, why, yes, I do. I'm spending less than $150 before taxes and shipping. So I will use Kim O'Brien's host code, and then she can get some reward points. And that's how I get my free stuff to pass on to you, or just to replenish my supplies. So, and replenishing my supplies is starting to be a thing. Now I'm having have to order cardstock pretty frequently now. I'm okay on ink, but sometimes I'll run out of my markers, will die, they'll give out on me, especially ones I use over and over again. Sometimes I'll run out of ribbon or embellishments, or sometimes it's just time to do something fresh and new. So anyway, because the objective of my business really is to give my cards away. I want to bring joy and a smile to as many people as I can, by taking bundles of cards to different organizations, nursing homes, hospitals, the VA hospital, Children's Hospital, Meals on Wheels, or events. I donate cards for events when they have put together baskets for silent auctions and things. I'm working on one of those now. So anyway, I would really appreciate your support, and the best way for you to support me is by purchasing products or kits through the Stampin' Up website and using me as your demonstrator and using my host code. If you do ever spend over $150, you get the free stuff. So, but I can add the free stuff together. So if you place $50 and two other people place $50, then those three orders together add up and give me points to buy stuff. But if, let's say you spend $150, then you're going to get $15 worth of free product just to add right onto that order right then. So I want you to get your free stuff. So if you spend that much money, please go ahead and keep the free stuff for yourself. If you spend at least $35 and use my host code, you will get a free card kit. And if you spend $50, you'll get the free card kit and a bonus gift. But again, I'll need to know that you used my host code. So let's look real quick. Let's gonna go in here. I made some pictures of some of the things that is happening right now. So in July, you were able to earn $5 rewards. So for every $50 you spent, you got $5 coupons, and the coupon codes would have been emailed to you. So if you have those, please be sure to use them in the month of August. You have the whole month of August to use them. Just don't wait till after midnight Mountain Time. And if you're not going to use them, give them to somebody who would. Another demonstrator that lives close to you or that you're friends with or something, and let them use them. Okay, Paper Pumpkin. That's one of our kit options. Paper Pumpkin comes in a subscription. There is a link to Paper Pumpkin on the Stampin' Up website, or you can just do paperpumpkin.com and you can start an account. And you can sign up for 1 month or 3 months or 6 months, however you want to do your subscription. And each month you could say, oh, I don't want that this month. You can go in and suspend it so it doesn't send it to you that month. And then so the next month you want it again, it will automatically go back on. I think it goes back on. I always check mine when I suspend it to be sure, but I think it automatically goes back, and if you don't want it suspended, you have to go tell it. If you want to suspend it, you have to tell it each month to suspend it. And then if you just get tired and you don't want to do it anymore, you cancel it. But it's a great way to get started because you're going to get everything you need. In your first Paper Pumpkin kit, you'll get a block to put your stamps on. You'll get a set of little of stamps, of photo polymer stamps. I'll show y'all. Like this is one of them I have. This one came from the April 2023 Paper Pumpkin kit called All the Little Things. And this is it. Whoops, take that one off. That one's not part of it. But it came with these stamps here. And so after a few kits, you start really accumulating a lot of neat things. You'll also get all the envelopes, paper, embellishments to complete. Most of them are 9 cards. Sometimes they'll do something that aren't cards, like treat bags, but most of the time they are cards, and everything you need. Now I like doing this little challenging myself to see how many cards I can get out of a kit, and I do that by adding my own card stock for the backgrounds. Sometimes I cut up the envelopes and use the paper on the envelopes. It just depends. So and I've worked on a couple of those and have some videos of some of my alternatives. And I've gotten a little bit behind on Paper Pumpkin, so I'm going to start back again in the next week or so. This is about the upcoming kit. And if you get this kit, you have to subscribe by the 10th of August. If you subscribe by the 10th of August to get that kit, you will get a full kit, plus you will get an additional stamp. Or, a little thing with a stamp on it. So it looks like if this is it, it's maybe got 2 or 3 stamps on it, but it'll be an extra stamp. I think that's it right there. So these look like some of the things that are coming in this kit anyway, so it's going to be a really pretty kit. It'll also come with a little ink spot. Also discussing kits. So that was Paper Pumpkin, the subscription. Stampin'Up.com also sells kits through their website, and again, you could use my host code or in whatever to get your prizes, or because they would go through the regular Stampin' Up website and not Paper Pumpkin. For instance, they have this birthday card organizer kit that I'm almost finished with, and I want to work on it and get that finished because I'm trying to do better about getting my cards out on time. You would think with all the cards I have laying around the house, I could get cards to people on time, but I don't. This is a beautiful kit. I did this one last fall. I gave these cards to my daughter that was getting married. She used them. I made them all thank you notes because there was a nice thank you in that kit, but we sell this one. It is available. All the kits in the month of August are on sale, and I think most of them are 30% off. All the kits on the Stampin' Up website, not Paper Pumpkin, all the kits on the Stampin' Up website are on sale, approximately 30% off for the entire month of August. Okay, if you're new to stamping, this is a great way to go. This set is beautiful. This flower stamp is, I mean, it's like this big. It's huge. It takes up your whole block. It's a beautiful, what they call a distinctive stamp. So it gives you different shadings and stuff. Just a gorgeous stamp. I love this one. So Christmas right around the corner, y'all. You see how fast the year goes. They've got several Christmas kits. This is one of them. It's got some tags. And actually, those look like they could be birthday, too. Here's another Christmas kit called Cozy and Bright. It's a little non-traditional, but it's pretty. Another kit for making, looks like doing maybe gift cards or gift tags. This is a brand new kit, so they haven't showed us a whole lot about it. It just came out today, called Festive Tags Kit, and so it's brand new on the website. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight, were the kits and the kit sale. That's the main stuff I was sharing with you tonight. And then the paper pumpkin kit, if you want it, you need to subscribe by August the 10th to get that kit that has the extra stamp in it. Okay, so these were the cards that I did last time that I posted a video, the most recent video. So they were like my 4th or my 5th Christmas in July video. And there's the inside with the cute little deer on the inside. And these are the ones that we're going to finish up the set tonight. So I took a few different stamp sets, got some color ink out, and took my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I think I trimmed 1 inch off of each end, so it became 7.5 by 10.5. And then I divided it up into 4 pieces that were all the same size. But I just stamped the whole page at one time. Used the bigger stamps, larger images first, and then got to the end, I was using the smaller things or the lighter colors. So I used this mitten, I used a snowflake, I used some little berry things. Those are all out of current product. This little thing with the little round little doodads, it's just a filler color. That's a current one. I'm pretty sure the ones that were not current are these leafy looking ones. So because most of my Christmas things that I bought last year did not carry over, so I pulled out some of my old things and used them. But the mini catalog that's coming out and that you'll be able to order out of in September has a lot of beautiful Christmas things in it, and I've already got my list ready to go shopping. So I cut that into 4 pieces to make 4 different cards. I could make them all the same, but you know, I like to make them a little different. So I'm going to start, I think this is the one I'm starting with. I think I have everything I need. I don't have another one like this because this is the only, I only made 1 sheet of this paper. So these were the papers. That one would have gone like this. So, there. So something like that is what they looked like. And then I cut them in 4s, and then I decided to cut this one in half and get 2 cards out of it. So I'm getting 5 cards out of the 1 piece of paper that I stamped all at once. That didn't take very long to do, okay? But you take longer time putting it together onto a new card. So this is the one I'm doing here. I have a piece of Lost Lagoon here that is half of a piece of standard cardstock. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4, right in the middle. And so there's going to be my card base. And let's see if I can remember what I was going to do. Okay, I had this piece. It was probably going to be a layer here for my card. And then this was, where did it go? This was probably going to be a layer for my card. Yes, it was. And this was going to go on the inside. However, I've actually already got something stamped, and I had forgotten I stamped that already. I'm going to use that. It was supposed to go in this card. I'd already done that one. It was supposed to go in this one. it was kind of turned the wrong way for the way I had the card. So I had to do that one over again. So it goes this direction. Now this one's long ways, but I had already done it for that one. So I'm going to use this inside. Again, I just took the little mitten and I stamped it in there, and I stamped those snowflakes. There's the snowflake. It comes from Textured, or it comes from Season of Chic, which is a great set because it's got shells and flowers and leaf and snowflake. So it can be for really any time of year. Which actually, let me just show you. I did a card with this set, a summer card. See if I can find it. Right here. I did this in one of my classes the other week. So I'll probably do this one on another video coming up soon. So use this smudgy thing right here. I used this little, whatever it is, just filler. I went around it there. I used this Thinking of You here, and then I used the seashell, and I used Petal Pink, Soft Succulent, and Boho Blue. And there's the inside. It turned out really pretty. So that, again, you know, another use for this card. So here I've used the snowflakes from this set, and the mitten comes from, also currently in the annual catalog, from Celebrate with Tags. So for Christmas, this set has this mitten. It's got Merry Christmas. It's got Be Jolly. I think that's really the only things that are pretty much Christmas. So it's got some other things on there too. So I used these two sets. I pulled this out of an older set, the Sentiment, and then I think I'm putting Joy on the outside. Again, I pulled that from an older set also. Yeah, pulled that from an older set. So, but I'm getting ready. Oh, here's the one, this Merriest Moments, and it retired. But there's going to be some new ones with some new sentiments, and I made sure I put a few of those on my list of things to get. So I think what I decided to do with this card is to bring this Lost Lagoon ribbon in this one. I'm going to make it similar to this one up here, except for I'm just changing the colors a little bit. And I may put the whole thing on dimensionals too. So let me go ahead and, I think my glue is pretty much empty, so I'm going to pull out my tape runner here, and hopefully it's got stuff in it. This is actually a Tombow tape runner, but Stampin' Up! Carries these as well as the refills. So you can order them online and not have to go to the store to buy them if you don't want to. I prefer to use glue, so and I've had some of these. People used to put these in my stocking for Christmas. So I have several of them, so those are what I'm using. All right, Thinking of You, the festive season. I'm going to get my bone folder and crease that a little bit better. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to put the ribbon around both of these. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down too. Like I said, I'm going to make it a little different than the other one. Here's where I laid it in the ink pad. Luckily, it just got on the back and didn't mess up the front of my card. Open ink pads are dangerous. Let me just say. We don't want to have open ink pads around. So, there we go. And let me think how I was going to do this. I was trying to remember if I was going to do something different. Yeah, I had this all planned out the other day, but I'm trying not to make my videos too long, so that I think I'll do it like this too, because they were long. So I'm trying to find ways to make my videos not as long. And one way to do that is not to do as many cards. The other way to do that is to get more efficient and have more things done ahead of time, which I have done some. But then sometimes it's more confusing to someone watching if they've, if they're new to stamping or crafting. But again, if you ever need help with anything, you are more than welcome to ask how I did something. The best way to reach me is on my cell phone there, and send a text message, 864-752-5688, and text me who you are and what your questions are, what you need, or I want to order, or I need a catalog, or whatever the request is, and I'll get back with you just as soon as I can. I do have a job outside of this one, so usually during the day I'm at work, and then this is my night job, which I love. Oh, I would spend way more time doing my night job if I could figure out how to do it. But sometimes I gotta sleep, So I'm using this double oval punch for the Joy stamp here. This was stamped in Lost Lagoon, which is the same color as the ribbon and this card base. The darker card part that's going on the card is Pretty Peacock. So I'll go ahead and put the Joy in here. A little piece right here. And I don't know why I use glue. I don't know. I guess it goes further in the long run. Of course, when I do, it'd probably be better to use this tape when I'm doing videos, because I think it does go faster to use this than using the glue. All right, I'm going to pop this whole panel up on my card. On this one, I just glued it flat down on there. I did not put the pop-up dots on the back. But I'm going to do it for this one. So I'll turn it over here and grab as many of these as I can get on my hand at one time. And we'll get the corners here. And I tell you what, I love doing these cards. So now I've gotten to where when I'm buying stamps, each time a new stamp set, a new catalog or groups of stamp sets come out or whatever, I'm looking to find something that I can make my own decorative paper with. Because then if I run out of paper, of the regular paper, I have my own paper. I can make my own. And nobody else has paper just like yours. So it's kind of cool to do that. And like I said, it's very easy to make a sheet, an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And, I've gotten as many as 9 cards out of an 8.5 by 11 paper before. So it just depends on how you want to use the paper. So keep that in mind. So the stamps that you have to color, because say like they're just an outline stamp, and I wouldn't say you have to color them, you can leave them just as an outline, but if you have a bunch of outlines on here, just like line stamps, and you would let's just say we just had the outline of the mitten, that would be hard to me to make designer paper. So when I'm buying designer paper, I'm looking for something. Well, actually these would work. Not this one as much, but these pieces that are full. And I use the snowflake all the time. And you can even use the smudge. You just might not want to make it real dark. You could do it a light color. Last year I used these because they're solid pieces, and I use these little dots. So these, and then I use these two and this one as well. But to make a background paper with, let me give you an idea what I'm talking about. find one. Here's one. Let's see if I got another one. All right, these are both beautiful, beautiful stamp sets. But it's just lines. There's gonna be, you know, whatever color you stamp it in, and then whatever color this paper is. So if you stamp it on vanilla paper, it will be black ink with vanilla paper or brown ink with vanilla paper. That's it. If you want any color in there, you're gonna have to put it there some other way. Same way with this one. You get a little bit more because there is a little bit of definition in these, but you're still got a lot there that's not colored in. So, I mean, it's preference. I have used these, but I also add some stamps that are totally colored in when I use these. So just something to think about. So when I was going through the new mini catalog that's getting ready to come out, oh, I mean, so many of them were so very cute, and you'll see it soon because demonstrators will start getting their orders in and you'll start seeing them in live. But a lot of them, you're either just going to have the outline or you're going to want to need to color it in some way. So I'm trying to find the ones that I don't have to do that with as much. There is one in there that I really want, but it's not at the top of my list. Because some of them are just so cute. Like I ordered one last year. I think I got it as a hostess gift, as little Christmas carolers. And I didn't even have time to do a card with those little guys. They are precious. I'm going to try to do one this year. But I need to color them. And I needed to do things I could get done more quickly than the time it took to color those. So that was why. So I'm going to put this here. I know it kind of covers up my glove a little bit, but I don't know. I like it better down here. Sometimes I put them up here, but I don't want to totally cover up my glove by doing that. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put dimensionals on this one also. So this little card, because I had already done that piece, and of course I had already done my designer paper, this one's going together quite quickly. I still have to put a bow, and we'll put some bling of some sort on it as well. Now the next one's going to be a little different. Still using the same designer paper, but it's kind of a different idea than these are. But these go together. Once you get this piece done, they go together pretty quickly. There's my ribbon again. So let me do a little bow. All right. So, has anybody been on vacation this summer? And if you have, where did you go? Tell me what you did for vacation. I have not been yet this year. The last couple of years I've gone in October with the first 2 years ago I went with my twin son and daughter, and we went to Clearwater Beach, Florida. I loved it there. It was my first time visiting the Gulf Coast. Let me just say, I want to go there every year. So the next year we went somewhere, it wasn't quite as far. We went down to Panama City Beach, and it was just me and my son, because my daughter was planning a wedding. So, and she also had a trip to LA about the same time, a work trip about the same time we were going on the beach. So it's just me and my son, and I liked it there too. I think it gets a little colder there in the winter than it does at Clearwater. But we were blessed. We still had amazing, beautiful weather while we were there. So yeah, it was great. Now, this year I'm not going to get to make it to Florida, so I'm a little sad. But my son and I are going to go to Myrtle Beach, and I haven't been to Myrtle Beach probably since 2017. And y'all, I live in South Carolina. Myrtle Beach is not that far. So I haven't been to Myrtle. Now, how did that get there? That's not where I stuck it. Let's try this again. I might need to put my glasses on. I think I do. So we're going to go to Myrtle Beach in September, and I'm praying that we don't get a hurricane, because I will be really sad if I don't get to go. So there is that. I think that'll kind of hold that down a little bit. All right, and then I can put a couple on here for my bow, to hold my bow on. So yeah, we're going to go to Myrtle Beach in September, and I haven't been in a while, so it'll be good. There's some things that are unique to Myrtle Beach that I hadn't gotten to do in a long time, so that'll be good. I used to go a lot. I'd stay usually in North Myrtle, and I'd go down there by myself. Get up early in the morning, and I'd be there when the guys putting the umbrellas on the beach. So that was fun. All right, so there's that card. Oh, bling, bling. I think I'm gonna do on this one. So I used some kind of little pearls that were green. This sort of matched on this one. And this one has these little tiny festive pearls. These are current. You can get these online, though. They're not in the catalog, I don't believe. They might be in the catalog. I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to use these little basic rhinestones. Rhinestone basic jewels on this one for some bling. Here we go. I used to be real bad about using my bling because well, and it's been that way with a lot of stuff. This designer paper too. I'm like stingy. I get my designer paper, I only have 2 pages. I don't want to put that on anything. I only have 2 pages. Well, you can't use it if you don't cut it and use it, you know? I mean, it's just, it needs to get used. So I'm trying to do better about using my paper. And actually, I've done pretty good with using up some of my designer series paper. I'm going to get a bigger one and put it right here. Or maybe over here. Try not to put too many of them like straight in a line, and then you want to use an odd number. That's too many in that cluster. I'll put this one over here. All right, and I don't know. I put Wink of Stella on a lot of stuff, but that's got some bling on it. I don't think I need to put any more. That's pretty. So there's the third card. All right, let's do card number 4. I've got card number 4 figured out pretty much. We just need to put it together. All right, so here we've used a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 of paper. I cut it in half again. So it was 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4 and folded it. And then I put this in my trimmer, and I lined up the trimmer edge. So let's just say this is where the trimmer cuts, and I put this corner here and that there, and I cut that off. So that's over there. That piece is over in my scrapbook somewhere, scrap box to be used later. And so now I have this piece, okay? And then the idea is I'll decorate this. I'll be putting this on here, and I will be putting a mini card on top of this. So I'll be gluing in the mini card inside here, and we'll glue it so that it opens and then closes over the top of this. So it'll go something like that. And then I'm going to put a blue. I'll make sure that's the right blue. It kind of doesn't look like it, because this is supposed to be that blueberry, and this looks more like not blueberry. Let me see, I got my blueberry. Do I have my blueberry ink? Yeah, there's my blueberry ink. That kind of doesn't look like that. So I might have had different light in here the other day when I was doing that. So I'm going to have to go grab a piece of blueberry, because that is not blueberry. But that'll go there, and then this will go on top. See, because I've used that blueberry ink in this. So that's going to go on top. Let me go grab some blueberry. Give me just a minute. have any in this box right here. That's probably what I did. I probably grabbed a piece of the scrap box thinking it was blueberry, but it wasn't. I don't know if that's blueberry or not either. Let's see if these are the same. No, look at that. That might be blueberry. I'm going to go double check though. Blueberry. Blueberry bushel. It is. Blueberry bushel. This is the best way is to go get it out of the package that still has the name on it. There you go. Blueberry bushel. That's it. Alright. So that's what I'm going to use. Let's see what size I need. So I thought I had everything ready to go. Sorry about that, y'all. So this has got to be 2 3/4 and by 3 3/4. That's pretty easy. Three and 3/4. I wonder if I'm going to do it this way. I think I'm going to do it this way. Yep. All right, so 2 3/4 right here. By 3 3/4, which is almost that whole piece. A little scrap left. All right. So that's going to go on there, and then this is going to go on here. I'll probably want to put a bow on it too. So I think what I'll do first is I'll stick this to this. Let's do that first. Again, I've got ink on the back of my paper. At least it's on the back and not on the front. I did when I was doing this, and I probably couldn't find it now, but I dropped a stamp with ink all over it. It was one of these green ones, and I dropped it, and I messed something up somewhere. It made a mess, but by the time I finished stamping it and everything, I don't think I know where it is anymore. So that's good. All right, so we got the blue, and I'm using, I think this is Real Red. What ink do I have? Yeah, I've got the Real Red ink, so I think that's Real Red paper, in which case I have some Real Red ribbon. So I think I will use the Real Red ribbon on this one. I'm going to do the same thing where I kind of wrap it around it and tape it, and then probably put a bow on top of that. So let's do this. Tape. There it is. Oh, I just realized my little roll of tape is actually getting low. It'll probably still last a while because that my tape dispenser gets used in here mostly for doing stuff like this. And the only other time it gets used is when I'm wrapping gifts, and most of the gifts wrapping I do is at Christmas. So I don't have a lot of other times a year that I'm wrapping that many gifts. A roll of tape that goes in that dispenser usually lasts a pretty good long time. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this on here. I will put that on that. So since I had kind of already planned what I was doing for the most part for this card, it's going pretty quickly as well. Now the next one, I have no idea what I'm doing, so we'll have to figure it out as we go. But I wanted to go ahead and get all of these finished, and then I think I have 1 or 2 more Christmas card ideas that I want to do while they're still in my head, and then I'm gonna go back to getting caught up on some of my other stuff. Because I've got something I still want to do with Lazy Days stamp set. I've got something I want to do. There's like 2 or 3 different things I want to do with the monkey. Seems like there was something else, but can't think of what they are. Oh, some things with the birds. Yeah, I've still got a lot of stuff I need to do that I had to set them aside to do other things. So a lot in my head, and I need to get them out of my head and onto the paper. The thing here, it's hard to get in those corners with this tape. Let's see if I can get the glue to come out just so I can do these corners. Yep, I got a little bit. All right. So this is going to go on here. And sometimes it's kind of hard to get these angled pieces just right, and I don't know why it's such a chore, but it is. Look at that. So I don't like that. Come back. I'll try to move you a little bit. Try. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it. I think it was already stuck down here too much. It's not bad. It will do. It will do. All right, so then we're going to be putting, I'm going to go ahead and push that down again. When I put, some of that glue actually squished out right there. And when I put this piece in here, I just got to make sure that nothing is going to interfere with opening. So I don't want to put this down too low because then that messes this up. And anyway, so you kind of want it centered from here to here. And so what will happen is this would open and then this would open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this right here so that my crease is going to line up with that line on my, and of course I got it crooked a little bit here. Line it up with that line. And then about center from here to here. So that's the issue. So let's get my ink and then get my adhesive down here. No, that was not good. I might be getting towards the end. I don't use this that much at all, so it's I'm just getting a little weird. All right, let's see. Oh, go back on where you're supposed to be. All right, it keeps moving on me. I knew where I had it though, so had it lined up down here at the bottom. All right, so it needs to be about right there from the top, and I'm eyeballing it from side to side. So I think I got it. Let's look. Yeah, that works pretty good. Now I'm going to finish the inside, sort of. I don't know what I'm going to say inside yet, but I stamped this little mitten with the blueberry bushel ink. I stamped the mitten, and I just fussy cut it out. This set came with dies. I have no idea why, but they carried over the stamp set, but not the dies. I don't understand. So I didn't use the die. I could have probably cut it out a little neater if I had used the dies, but I didn't. So that's okay. But I'm going to glue the mitten there. Normally I kind of like to put stuff on this side, but it's going to show if I put it on this side. So I'm going to put it over here and let it go on up into my card a little bit to decorate the inside some. Okay, and I will, since I got my glue out, I'm going to go ahead and glue it, because my glue, my tape runner, whoa, got too much. My tape runner is not going to go inside that little thumb area too well. All right, where's my, okay, I've got my mat over here, my silicone mat. I'm just going to wipe some of that glue off on my silicone mat over here. Let's move my charger cord. All right. There we go. We're gonna do that. Okay. I'm gonna stand up for a minute and make sure we're still going okay. Yep, looks like we're doing good. On our third card and doing pretty well on time. And I talked at the beginning too, so that's pretty cool. All right, so there's the inside, and I mean, I could say something in there, or I might could stamp something else in there, although I probably should have stamped before I closed it. I kind of like the berries, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put anything on there or not. And I cut this little guy out. I thought it was kind of cute to put down here, maybe this little Be Jolly, just to add something down here. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put, do a little bow with the red to put on the front. So let's see. This is called a diagonal joy fold, I believe. I've seen several people do this, so I don't really know who to give credit to for the fun fold, but it was not my idea. But again, I've seen several demonstrators have this card, so I'm not sure if it's attributable to any one person, and if it is, I don't know who it is. And I've done a couple of these in the past. It's just been a while since I've done one. Kind of want it a little smaller, but my ribbon's not cooperating. Come on, let's go. Doing a little bit more. I'm gonna end up with tails way longer than I need them. That's probably a little better. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Don't go. All right, that's probably gonna be the best I can get it. I'm getting it too big. All right. So we'll put this, I'm kind of thinking doing everything off center. So if I put this over here, see if y'all can see that, to the side instead of right in the center. Or I could do it in center, because I don't want to put, so the mitten's kind of in the center. I don't really like everything in the center. I'm kind of thinking I like this over just a touch. And maybe I can leave that in the center and not take it over to the side. Yeah, I think I can leave this centered right here and then put the bow over there to the side. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with my bow and get my glue dots here. Stampin' Up! Sells glue dots. They're on a little roll. However, I have several years of paper pumpkin kits, and a lot of them, they're still full kits that I never did. It's shameful. Anyway, so I got all the dots out of them, and I've been using these. Because it was kind of weird when I got them in the kits. I was like, what in the world am I going to do with these? I had never used anything that little before with my, I told you I've been stamping for, well, not stamping necessarily, but card making and scrapbooking for many, many, many years, and I never used something as small as these little glue dots. And so, like, well, they're too little to use. But then that's before I met the Take Your Pick tool too. So now I love these little guys. And when I first started with Stampin' Up, I didn't have the glue dots, but I'm like, oh, but I've got these that were in the paper pumpkin kits. So I went and pulled them out of all my paper pumpkin kits along with the dimensionals, and then one day when I go back to do those kits, I can pull out glue dots or dimensionals from wherever, and that will be just fun. And I'm going to use these again. I got this foam adhesive strips. I got these out of the one of the paper pumpkin kits too. So I'm just going to use these because they are just about the right size. I'm going to use two, and I'll take it all the way out as far as I can on one side on each one. Okay. And I am going to put some Wink of Stella on this to give it some, because it's such a tiny little stem, but it's really cute. I don't think I used it last year. I used the mitten on several cards last year. And I used that Merry Christmas, but I didn't use this very much. And it's kind of cute. It's like I should have used it. All right, I'm going to put it right there. And again, I think sometimes I don't put anything on the inside because I wait and see who I'm going to give the card to. And that might have something to do with what I say. So I think I'm going to wait on my inside on that one. And I mean, it is decorated inside. It's got the little mitten in there. So it does have some decoration. Let's do a couple little more things to the outside. Let's get some Wink of Stella from my Jolly, my Be Jolly. I'm just going to paint this whole little tag down here. This is a stamp, the Be Jolly, and then I had to fussy cut it out. Or I could have gotten out the die cut set that I still have. But I didn't. I just fussy cut it. Alright, and let's see. What kind of bling do I want to use on this one? Let's see. Maybe if I've got some blueberry bling. I don't know if I do or not. So let's look through here and see if I have any bling that has blueberry. That's the Balmy Blue. Nope, not on that one. No blueberry. That's got Misty Moonlight. It might look like, I'm going to pull that one out because it might look like blueberry. Oh, wait. Here's some blueberry. Actually, I got some blueberry. We'll see how it looks. All right. Let me put these rhinestones back in here while I'm at it, though. I'm doing better about putting things away when I'm through using them, with the exception of scrap paper. I've just got piles and piles of scrap paper, and I need to go through it and sort it, and that's just something I don't like doing. But it would be, I'm sure it would be, I think in some of these people that, demonstrators that do so much high volumes of business, and they have helpers, and they probably, when they get through crafting, that's probably one of the things they have their helpers do, is go through the leftover scraps and put them in the file that they go in. You know, in my case, it would go back over here on the little shelf in the slot. I mean, I would stick a little folder to put the pieces in, just unless they were pretty big. But I try to put them over there once in a while. I just don't get it done. All right, this has blueberry. So this one has Pretty Peacock, Blueberry Bushel, Berry Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist. So this is the peacock, that's the lemon lime, that's the berry. I've got just that little bit of berry in there, but I don't want to use it because it looked fine on this cardstock, you know, just to have that hint of that color in there to give some color. But I don't really want to, you know, use it against my red background. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use these blueberry ones. There's a couple different sizes. It looks like I can put a little one right here in the middle of my mitten. Let's do that. There's not really a whole lot of space to put one right on this Be Jolly, so I think I'll put one over here next to it. Put one of these smaller ones and put it right here on the white where it kind of shows up a little bit more. I think I'll get a big one and put it up in this area right. If I do a triangle, it would be better to put it right here, I think. Oh, and I forget about that little thing all the time, but unless I do 5, I could do 5. But if I put that one there, I'm not going to want this one here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Here, 4. Get another little one. And put it right here on the mitten. So that's 4. And I could put one up here on the red. Or I could put one right here. Maybe right here or here. Again, I don't try not to put it right in line with these. Could put it right here. That might be the better place to put one. I'll put a small one right there. Here we go. We'll put it right here. And that kind of spreads them out a little bit, and you got a couple different triangles going on there. So there's card number 4. Yay! So cute. All right, maybe, do I want some more wink? I think I'll put a little bit more wink of Stella and just put it on the mitten up here a little bit. Let's put it on our little mitten. Make that the red glisten a little bit. I just think these mittens are so cute. I did some really cute cards with these last year. All right, there we go. Final touches on that. Very cute. So there's what we have so far. The four cards from this piece of designer series paper I made. Where did I put the lid to that? There it is. All right, so I've got one more piece that I need to do something with. So that piece of blue is not going to be big enough, very, but I could do something kind of like, could offset maybe a little bit. Like, well, I need to cut it a little bit more if I'm going to use an offset. I'll hang on to this piece to maybe put inside of a card. I might use that Joy. Let's see. What else we got here? Maybe pull in Peacock again, maybe. Or I could just use a white card base. Huh. That's a thought. Ah, okay, idea. White. Do I have a white card base already? No, I think I've used them all. So let me cut one. I want to use my thick white. Let's see if this is thick. Nope, that one's not thick. That's just regular basic white. This might be the package that was creased. I had to get them to send me another package because every piece in it had like a bend in it. It was really weird. When I got them in the mail, I was like, this package is thicker. It was thick. I had 2 packages, and one, it was a lot thicker. It almost looked like there was more paper in it. But then I figured out later that it was a there was like a piece, like a diagonal going through where like it was bent or something. And unfortunately, they showed up. But I used, it was when I was making a bunch of little cards for the sunflowers that I took to the sunflower place. So they ended up not being, too bad. So I think I want a couple of, I'm going to do something a little different here. Okay, so 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. Scoring blade here, and then I'm going to score one and, I want to do 1 1/4 or 1 3/8. I think I'm going to do 1 3/8 right here. Of course, it might depend on what I have over there in my paper, but oh well. Okay, we'll do this. I'm going to turn that in like so. I'm going to end up having to cut some paper, but I'll figure that out in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that down like so. So that's going to become a little holder for a gift card. I should have done it the other direction. There we go. Never mind. There we go. Make sure that's lined up good. And so there we go, like so. Make sure I got that down good. And I think I'll have to get me a bigger piece, but that's okay. I got that over here already. I've got some scraps over here. It's time for me to start using some of my scraps. So that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, so I've got, that's not big enough, but I could probably put that right there so that it shows there. That would work good right there. Yeah, I think I can do that. There's still a little bit of room to write. It's not really wide enough for that right there either, so I'll just, I'm not going to be able to make that one wide enough. All right, so I'll just need to get some other strips, and I can still use these scraps later. Let me see if I had any other scraps over here that would be useful. Probably not. All right, blueberry. Do I want that, or do I want the, I think I want a piece out of here. And so this is the Regal's set of designer paper. They come in 6x6, so there's one for each of the different sets of colors. You got Regals and Subtles and Neutrals and Brights. So this is, so the blueberry bushel is part of the Regal selection. And I think I might want to just use, I'm going to use this for the front. All right, so I cut that at 1 3/8. So I'm going to cut this piece at 1 1/4. I'm going to do it going this back direction. I don't think my trimmer is totally in the picture. I could be wrong. Let me see. It's almost totally in the picture, so I don't know if I get it up there a little bit. We might be able to see. So sometimes when I'm just doing a small piece of paper, I'll pull it over to this side to cut it instead of having to have this much hanging off over here. So I'm going to do, there's one, and then there's the quarter line. So I'm going to just do my 1 1/4 piece right here. And let's see, what did I do this one at? 5 1/4. That's standard, so I'll just keep them. Since I've already done that one, I'll make them all 5 1/4. So that one's going to go right there. It's still a little bit, I think I might have to take like a smidgen off of it again, because it's not going to be enough of of a border around it. So it's going to be more like, instead of 1 1/4, it was more like 1 1/8. There we go. And now I got a little bit more border on the sides. And that'll look a little bit better. Okay, so that's on the inside and that's on the inside. Now let's turn it over, and I think I'm going to put this on the outside as well. And so this one, it's about 3. I'm going to make it just a little bit under 2 3/4. Okay, and then 5 1/4. So that'll go in the front. So I've got a lot of blue going on here, so I think I'm going to bring in, where did my little piece of designer paper go? Need to find it.